All right, kids, here's algorithm number 6, counting with a condition. So this would be where you set up a drop-down menu in your code, and this is where you use code to populate it, and then you will count how many of those exist in the drop-down menu. So let me explain. So I've got my total winners, and I also have genre. So for example, if we look at the data set that I'm using, genres like strategy game, um, what other ones are there in there? First person shooter, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I've created an empty list that is called options, and that's where I'm going to put all of the unique values. And I think what I will do, I think I'm going to use a function to create this. I don't need a parameter for this. So I will call my function create options. And I'm going to need a for loop. And I'm going to loop through the genres. So I'll go from 0 to genre.length. That will take me through every element in the genre column. Now I want an if statement. And so this is where I am going to use the index of variables. So I'm going to scroll down here, index of. So here's my index of. I'm going to drop it there. Probably should have put a math thing in there first. Let me drop that thing down there at the end. Let me just drag it over to the side. I probably need a math thing in there first. I'm going to check if something is equal to something. So I need the double equal sign. And then I'll go back there and grab that variable. So that is index of. So I'm going to look in my options list. That's the empty list I created. And I want to look to see if the genre at index I actually exists in that options list. If it does not, then that index of command will return -1. So if it's not in the list, I want to add it to the list, and that is the append button. So I'm going to append an item. I'm going to append it to the options list. And the thing I'm going to append is the genre at index I. And I think the only thing I will probably need to do here is I don't think I need to do anything. I think that's going to work okay. I just need to call this function. So I'm going to grab this one. It doesn't have a parameter, and I'll go right below it. And I'm just going to put in create options. So that's not bad. So now what I need to do is I need to create an event block for this drop-down menu. Okay, so this command, if I run this now, let's see what happens. I run it. Oh yeah, I probably need to set the property of this first. So let me set the property. I'm going to put it in that function. I'm going to set the property right at the very end of the drop-down menu. I want the options of the drop-down menu to be equal to the options list that I created. Now let's see if this works. Yep. So now all of my things are created. So what I need next is I will need a variable. I'm going to need we'll use the var button. I'll put it right here. And this will be my selected option. That's what I'm going to get from the drop-down menu. And I'm just declaring that variable so I have it. So I'm going to go back and show my blocks. And so what I'd like to do here is when I make a selection, I want the selected options, the selected option, excuse me, not options, selected option, and I want to get the text from the drop-down menu. So I want to get the text from the drop-down menu. And then I'm probably also going to need a count button because I want to count how many there are in that selected option. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a count variable, and I need to declare it. So I will go var, and I will go count, and it's going to initialize it to 0 because my count will start at 0. And then I'm going to use another loop here. I'm going to go through the genre list again. I'm going to go through every genre list. So genre dot length. And then I'm going to go to every element in the list. And if genre at index I is the same as my selected option, if that's true, then I want to take my count variable. I want to take my count variable and make it count plus 1. That's not bad. So I'm going to create a message that I want to display in my console log. So I'm going to declare a variable at the end, and this is going to be message. I think it's going to be much easier to do this in text. So let me go back and show text. And so what I'd like to do is I would like to say that there are space, and I'm going to concatenate there are count in, oops, should be a, let me try that again, quote in, and then I want to concatenate, and that's going to be my selected option. And then what I want to do is I just want to console log. I want to console log that message. So let's see how it works. So I run line 15. Oh, let me go back to blocks and change that. I forgot to select it. Drop down, not when it's clicks, but when it changes. Now let's see what happens. So I run it. There's 0 and undefined. I think I need to fix that because I don't think anything should have run. So there's my, I think I need to put all of this up in here. So every time I do this. So how many racing games are there? There are 51 in racing. How many Battle Royale games? There are 63 in the Battle Royale games. How many are there in sports? There are 130 in sports. And I think the only thing I could add to this would be maybe to clear the console every time I pull the drop-down menu. And so there is a console clear, and I'll put it right above the message. So now when I run this, every time I run it and select something new, there are 6 role-playing games. There are 20 collectible card games. So I know this is long, but that's a nice little algorithm right there, and that practices getting you to do a drop-down menu with unique values and then pulling the unique value out. And almost all of that stuff is done in the event block or this function. Hope that's helpful, kids.